Welcome to another Racial Legends video. Guys, this one will be about Turvold. Turvold. I always say Turnvold, like a turn. I don't know. So Turvold, I do not have him on my main account, guys. So I've borrowed another account to actually do this showcase. I really do enjoy this account. His looks, he's a very cool barbarian, void attack-based champion. He does hit quite hard if you do have the gear. Of course, we're not on my account to actually showcase more endgame gear. But even with this kind of stats, like 100% crit, 200% critical damage, we will be able to see some big numbers out of Turvold for sure. And the reason I wanted to do this showcase today, guys, is because of his multiplier. So very quickly, let's look at his skills, and then we'll go over the gear that we have on him, the masteries, and then we'll do some showcase in the dungeons. So his A3 Juggernaut, guys, is what is really cool. So attacks one enemy 2 times, damage increases according to the number of buffs on this champion. So this is why it's so cool. There's many champions out there that have conditional skills, and I'm trying to find all of them. So one of them is Turvold. You already saw my Knight Errant video for sure, like almost 900,000 crit because of that conditional hit. Because if he's at full health, he can do 75% more damage with his skill. His skill had a 6 multiplier, so that's why we had that big of a number. So Turvold is the same. He attacks twice. He has, I think, a 3 multiplier on his A3. And then after that, he gets more damage based on how many buffs he has. So potentially with a full bar of buffs, he can get like really big numbers. And of course, with totally endgame gear, really big numbers. So I want to showcase him. And guys, if you do have any other champions in your mind that do have this conditional, please leave them down in the comments below, because I want to do showcases to as many of those as I can. And hopefully, if I do have them on my account, I can showcase them with my gear, my great haul, and show them at least the most of their potential, because we don't have test servers in the game. So that's the A3, guys, which hits quite hard. He's A2, plays a 50% increased attack, 30% critical rate buff, and a 30% increased speed buff on this champion for 2 turns. So you get 3 buffs immediately, you get an extra turn, and then you go with your A3. This is definitely a huge, bonus to him. He doesn't need 100% crit, so I don't know why the guy had him built with 100% crit. Just because of this, but because maybe this goes on cooldown, it has like a 2 turns cooldown. He just wanted to have that guaranteed crit with the A1 whenever you had that A1 available, maybe through counterattacks when he didn't have the buff on. I mean, there's reasons to go for 100%. And of course, his A1, guys, attacks an enemy 2 times, 55% chance of placing a 25% weaken. That's great for Turvold. Of course, we didn't really go for accuracy on him. We went all out damage. And then let's look at his aura. His aura is just a faction crisp, 42% increased ally attack. Very quickly, guys, the masteries that we have on this account is just a Helm Smasher. We try to get some damage through with Bring It Down, and of course, Methodical and Kill Streak. And then defense route, so we can get that Retribution proc. That Retribution proc really helps in just arena situations when you counter and do some big numbers there. So this is the gear that we have on him. Not too crazy. So 4.3k attack with a high base. So 1.5k base, 100% crit, 210 critical damage with Helm Smasher, and 182 speed, which is okay. So enough with that, guys. Let's go in and see how big of numbers we can get out of Turvold. I'm really hoping we get some big numbers. So let's see what he does in the arena first. So yeah, we're just in low gold 4, so it's probably, these bot teams. So this is the team that the guy that has this account was using. Let's see how it fares against this team. We should be able to go first because we go Arbiter there and a Seeker to boost our attack. Let's just stop that big gun. Hopefully, there we go, Provoke. So now we boost everything. We gain 3 buffs. And then we'll go in for the crit. Let's go on some squishy target, and that's going to be, I think Zergala is squishier than Kale. So let's go and see. Look at that, 40k. I expected way more, to be honest. So let's put that sleep on them. And I think we need that defense down to see even bigger numbers. But again, we might not have procced anything there. So look at that, 28k. And then let's go and do that A3 again. 83k this time. I think that was a Helm Smasher proc because it was double what we did on that Zargala. And that's it. So let's do one more. And instead of Seeker, let's put somebody who's going to put down a defense down. At least we need that defense down to see bigger numbers, guys. So we'll definitely go first. It's a level 50 team. These bot teams can be so easy sometimes. So let's see. Defense down. Let's put the buffs on us. We gain that extra turn. And let's go on War Maiden. War Maidens really take huge hits on them because they're so squishy. So look at that, 100k with that kind of gear. Quite happy with that. Don't know why I even refresh, since he gains a refresh when he gets a kill. Oh, that cleanse. Okay, she didn't cleanse herself from defense down or soul bond. Let's see, soul bond 106k. Imagine how much we could get, guys, with savage gear and a cruel set on him, and of course a weekend debuff also, and maybe a Battle Khazar in there. We could probably get some big numbers. So I don't think we'll get big numbers out of Arena. So let's go in the dungeons. Let's go to Dragon. And is he in here? No, he's not in here. I do not see a defense down. I want to see a defense down here. I want to see that Arbiter there. Don't want to see Norok. Put this guy in the lead. And where's Turvold? Turvold's there. And what else do we have to boost our damage? I think Mashald gives a buff, right? I think Mashald gives a buff. Increased critical damage buff on all allies. So that should be pretty good. Increased critical damage buff. We don't get it from anything else, right? So there's the defense down. Not on everyone. At least on 2 of them. So we boost. And then let's do A1. A1 is basically an AoE. Now we don't need to apply any more defense down. So let's see, we get one more extra buff there. And so we got increased critical rate, increased critical damage on us. And then let's try that A3 on this guy right here. 93 and then 108k. We see actually a double hit in action, guys, because before the arena we couldn't get that double hit. So 200k. Everything dies basically with that, with 200k in dungeons. With mediocre gear. So medium, not end game. So medium game. Can you say medium game? No, don't think you can say that. So let's see on that Tyrell who should have way more defense than everyone else. But no defense down. That's why we didn't get the kill. Yeah, that was bad. We should have gone on him. Horden. We should have gone on Horden and then on everyone else. I want to see some big numbers. Come on. Those weak hits. Okay. Let's boost ourselves, and 60k with that A1. Pretty good. And I think you get the idea, guys. He's just a pure damage dealer, a legendary champion that many would enjoy having. I don't think anybody would go crazy about Turvold, in the sense that he's a great legendary, but in the sense of void legendary, there's so many out there. It's the same like me. When I got that Ursuga, guys, the other day when I pulled my voids, I was happy a non-dupe void. But on the other hand, there were so many others. I could get a Sifi, I could have gotten a Hedgie. I could have gotten so many other, legendary champions out of the voids. That I was a bit disappointed, since Ursuga is not that top tier. and Heji Sifi would have been, top tier. Maybe change up a bit my arena defense and offense with those. So it's the same thing with Turvold. You can get some crazy teams going, big numbers, but it will not be a game changer to an end game account. It will be a game changer to an early to mid game because he will be, the big damage nuker that you guys need. So we see those 100k hits out of Turvold. And especially when he can get a reset on his A3, it means he can be just killing everything all the time. Look at that, 48k. And carrying that big sword around, definitely. Look at that, 123 and 95k. The bigger numbers we got so far. I don't think we could get much higher than this. So 42 and 42. That counterattack there, so nice, 30 and 38k. And then 71k and 60k. So I know, guys, you would expect, look at that, 106 and 118, much bigger numbers than this. But remember, guys, this is not an account that has total endgame gear, so no savage, no critical damage gear. The great hole shouldn't be that developed. You see level 6 on voids, level 6 on attack. So overall, I think this was a nice showcase for Turvold in terms of what he can do with mediocre accounts. So 2 cruel sets there, 2 pieces of cruel, 2 pieces of crit rate, attack percent on chest, and no attack percent on boots. So imagine if he had 6.5k attack, which is very reasonable, 70% crit instead of 100%. Maybe with a Battle Khazar in the lead, maybe 45% crit there. So we could go all out on critical damage and we could see the biggest numbers possible. So guys, thanks a lot for watching this video on Turvold. As I said again before, if you have any other champions that you want me to go on and try and see if we can get some big numbers on them, because this is the theme of the past few videos and you guys are enjoying them, leave it down in the comments below, please. I want your guys' feedbacks and I want you guys to see some nice, cool Raid Legends video. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.